guys, it's Zero here, and welcome back to another episode of Horror Night. Now, this episode idea was actually submitted to me by one of my viewers, and it's the curious case of Edward MORDAKE, however you want to pronounce it. I'm going to call him MORDAKE. And this one's kind of interesting. Now, there's no definitive proof whether this is real or this is false, so it's kind of like an urban legend, more so these days than anything else. But it is very interesting and very creepy to think about if it was actually something that was real. So Edward MORDAKE, he is pretty much the subject of an urban legend. Apparently he was born in the 19th century to like an English peerage, and he was born with an extra face on the back of his head. Yes, an extra face. Now, while that seems very impossible, it's actually a medical probability that it could happen, just not very likely. But the thing is, with this face, it was known to do a lot of weird things. It couldn't see, eat, or speak, but it would like make like faces. Like apparently, it would smile when Edward would be sad, or it would sneer when he was happy, and but MORDAKE himself actually like claimed that the face like whispered things that only one would speak about in hell to him at night. Now that is really creepy. Imagine having this extra face on the back of your head, kind of not fully there, but enough that it would just, it would keep you up at night and tell you things that you really don't want to hear ever. How could you live like that? I think to get it removed, like no doctor would take on that task, because it was too big of a risk, to try and take, that second face off, because it was connected right to the back of his head. There are like some pictures of what he may look like. There's even a supposed picture of his skull remains. Not that I believe that, but I will show you guys some pictures of what he would have most likely looked like had he existed. At the end here, I'll bring up some pictures for you guys. But it's very interesting, because I said it wasn't really just proven or proven. Kind of like Jeff, the story of Jeff. There was no conclusive evidence one way or the other. This one I think leans more to the side of urban legend than it does to the truth, but it still could have existed. Now there was an article published in the 1800s, like 1895, in the Boston Post. Let me see if I can get the name of that article. It was The Wonders of Modern Science, okay? And it was written by Charles Lowton Hildreth, who many believe is just the creator of Edward MORDAKE, and just out of his imagination really created this character. But he wrote about human freaks, is what he called them, including a woman who had the tail of a fish, whether that was like a mermaid, I'm not sure. A man with the body of a spider. That's something I would never want to come across, especially if he was an angry man. And then a man who was half crab. Maybe he had claws for hands, I don't know. And then Edward MORDAKE himself. Now, Hildreth claimed to have found these cases described in old reports of the Royal Scientific Society. Whether that society even existed is another question. So it's all just kind of hearsay. We don't know if it's true or not. Charles Lowton Hildreth could have been just making all this up just to gain publicity and stardom, whatever, money. So but then again, if what they say about Edward is true and he lived with this, it might have been really hard. Imagine having a face. Just think about that, like having a face that whispered evil things to you, and like, was this face a demon? Was it a conjoined twin that wasn't born right? It could have been, logically speaking, if it was real, what would it be? Because you don't hear about that ever in today's world. I mean, you have cases where conjoined twins kind of get a little bit deformed because they aren't born. Maybe, they have 3 legs or something, but nothing like, just part of a face growing out of the back of your own head. It's really, really incredible if that was true. No. This is something I did know about before, but didn't really read in all the details until I was asked to look this up for an episode of this. So, sadly, there's a report, according to the legend, MORDAKE committed suicide at the age of 23. So, if this was real, you can imagine what he really went through with this, demon head talking to him at night. Making faces when he was sad or something like that. That's really messed up. Now, I don't know. There's all sorts of cases of old human freaks for the circus and stuff. There's been some real ones that have been in, there's old movies and stuff that they've starred in. Mordrake's actually been portrayed in many things, like movies and film, or movies and TV shows. I know they portrayed his character in a few episodes of American Horror Story, which is, a very popular show. I haven't seen it, but I'm pretty sure his character is in a few episodes. So that would be kind of interesting to watch those episodes and see their take on Edward Mordake, and maybe shed some more light into the situation. I said it's not medically impossible, but it's not likely that this would happen. Let me just see if I have anything else here that is of use. I'll show you guys some pictures in a little bit. There's some pictures from the article that was written in 1895. The man spider is pretty funny looking. Hildreth could have been making all this up, basically, is the conclusion to this. But he died at the age of 39 in 1896. So that was like right after he wrote this article. So that's kind of interesting. He died at a young age of 39. But to imagine what he wrote in 1895 is still being talked about today, 2019, still being portrayed in so many different things, even if it was just a character. Just think about the fact that so much has gone on about this. He created this character, Edward Mordake, and it's living on, into today's world, which is crazy. You think about it. This is a long time ago, and if this was just a character that he created, I honestly, it sounds a little far-fetched to me. Now, I'm not going to debate whether it's real or fake. Obviously, we do talk about this, guys. We do say, I don't want to talk about too much about is it real, is it fake, in some of these. I just trying to lay out some facts I've gotten from, sources online and whatnot, and just give my take on it. We might have some episodes of like conspiracies where we can really debate things more in detail and whether or not I truly believe them or not. I do say this one, if I had to pick, I don't think I'd believe it, but it's a possibility. There's no doubt it's a possibility. And it's a creepy possibility. Especially you see some of the pictures of what it might have been for him to have had this face. It's just, I don't know, it's really weird. It's really creepy too, especially if it was an evil like demon of some sort. But yeah, guys, I don't know. There's not too much more to say on this topic. Wish there was, but it's been chalked up more or less to a urban legend. Let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think that this Edward Mordake actually existed, or do you think this is more of just a creation of Hildreth? Or do you think it was something else completely? You don't know. We don't know. So I'd really be interested to hear what you guys have to say and what you guys think. So leave a comment down there to anybody that does watch this. I know it's been a little while since we've done one of these horror nights, but I got so many ideas I'm gathering for future episodes and stuff that we could do that could be a lot of fun, and more than just me sitting here talking to a screen here. maybe do some live streams somehow if I can figure out how to do that, and plenty of other topics to cover and stuff. I want to know if you guys are okay with me covering maybe a few topics in one episode, if you just want me to just stick to one topic per episode. I don't know how you guys feel about that, because we could touch on many different things in one topic, not just stick on one subject really. But that's just for down the line. But thanks for hanging out, guys. I really appreciate it. These are so much fun to do, to just sit here in the dark, lit candles and lights, and talk about creepy stuff with you guys and debate it, and just kind of imagine some of this stuff. And it's really creepy, and it does creep me out. This one scares me, but not as much as I'd say the story of Jeff or other stuff. What else did we do? We did the Spooner house, which is pretty creepy too, because a haunted place. So this is episode 3, guys, and I will hopefully see you all in episode 4. And thank you to everybody who watches this series. Thank you to everybody who supports this channel in general. It's always appreciated, guys. And until next time, stay creepy, and 0 is the number.